Welcome, my beautiful souls, to the Rambling Psychic Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about what is the spirit's role versus the soul. So, this distinction between the spirit and the soul is a complex topic with many different religious traditions. However, drawing from common understanding, here's a way to understand their roles. So let's talk about the soul first. The soul is often seen as a seat of consciousness, mind, will, emotions, and personality. It's the psychological and mental aspects of a person, encompassing your thoughts, feelings, and desires. It's considered the principle that gives life to the physical body. Without the soul, the body is simply a physical form. In many beliefs, the soul is considered eternal and carries the individual identity and experiences. It's often believed to be what survives physical death. Think of the soul as who you are, your unique identity, your inner world, and your capacity for relationship with others and the material world. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the spirit. The spirit, frequently understood as the life force, or the breath of life that animates the body. It is the vital principle that gives energy and movement. Often seen as the connection to the divine or the spiritual realm, it's the part of us that can perceive and interact with God or a higher power. It can be considered the innermost essence of a person, deeper than the soul, and the source of our spiritual intuition and awareness. You know, when you're having a spiritual awakening, which is something I feel a lot are going to go through this year, it's a good thing, then your awareness is tenfold. Think of the spirit as what connects you to something beyond the physical, to God, to universal energy, or to a deeper sense of purpose and being. So, let's use an analogy. Imagine a light bulb, which would be the body. The soul is like the electricity that flows through the bulb, giving it light and allowing it to function. It's the life of the bulb and determines the kind of light it emits. That's your personality, your emotions. The spirit is like the connection to the power source. Without this connection, even a perfectly good bulb and flowing electricity won't produce light. It's the link to something greater that enables the soul to fulfill its purpose. So, in summary, let's break it down a little bit more. The soul, nature, it's a seat of consciousness, the mind, the emotions, the will. Spirit, it's the life force, the breath of life, the connection to divine. The soul's function animates the body, embodies the identity. The spirit connects to the spiritual realm. It vitalizes you. The soul's focus, individual experiences, psychological realms, and the spirit's focus, spiritual connection, and again connecting to above. The soul, the analogy, electricity in the bulb. The spirit, the connection to the power source. It's important to remember that the precise definition and roles of the soul and spirit can differ quite a bit depending on specific religion, spiritual, or even psychological framework. Some traditions may even use the term interchangeable or have overlapping concepts. So this is just a little bit of the information I wanted to share with you today, but this is a subject that we are definitely going to continue to go deeper. I want you to understand, I have a channel on YouTube where I do a lot of I call them energy readings. I call them soul-to-soul readings. And I'm a big believer in that the spirit is the intellect to the soul. And the human body is just the vehicle that carries this around. I think when we remember that, that we are bigger than just this human body. We have this connection to above or higher realms, however you want to look at it, where sometimes the human part of us just doesn't recognize that. So this is definitely something I want to go deeper in, but I didn't want to make this podcast too long. So I thank you. I would love to hear your comments. I am definitely going to go deeper on this subject. I think maybe the next podcast, what we'll do is break down like exactly what the spirit is. And then the next one, break down exactly what the soul is. And just remember that it's the human body is the vehicle for the soul and the spirit. I love you guys. I thank you. I hope these podcasts are bringing you real value. This is why I do it. I want to help you really help yourself, I guess. I really want you, or I want to help you believe in higher realms. Sometimes we feel stuck on this earth, like we were thrown down here without any help. That's not true. You have a whole spiritual team, and you yourself are a spiritual being. So, as always, I thank you. I look forward to your comments. You can certainly leave me a comment of like a show that you'd like to see in the near future. This is what I follow. If there's a comment or let's say a few people comment on a similar subject, well then I'm going to cover it for you. I'm just trying to help you through my tarot readings, connecting to spirit, and doing podcasts like this. So I hope it brought you some value. I love you. I thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.